If you're looking to up your improv game, this idea of using thirds and sixths is the perfect way to do it. It is literally just do, re, mi, and I'm going to play through an example of just messing around with this concept. I want to use your ears to see if you can figure out what it is that I'm focusing on, and then we're going to break down on what it is afterwards. So if you're looking to learn smarter and refine your sound so that you can grow faster, one of the best ways to do that is to actually play the guitar. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put a link in the screen to the backing track that I use for all these examples so you can try this stuff out yourself and follow along the charts of all these examples so you can really make some use of it. But let's break it down. We've got three parts. We've got sixths, thirds, and putting them together and flipping them around in a way that's going to make things sound real musical, real easy. But let's start by looking at sixths. So we're in the key of C, and we're going to look at just do, re, mi. So if we look at the top note here of these two notes and a C chord, so a C and an E, this would be our root, our C, our do, right? And if we just go up the scale, 1, 2, 3, so C, D, E, so do, re, mi, and we play a sixth below that, so in this case an E, so an E to a C is what they call a sixth, a distance of an interval of the notes apart. And if you don't know what all this stuff is, don't worry about it. Don't worry too hard on trying to figure this stuff out. It's really easy, and we're going to do just 3 examples of everything and 1 different octave of it, so we're just repeating it. So a really small snippet of it, and you can make use of this right away, and that's much more important than deeply understanding. It's more important to just be able to kind of use it than it is to understand it, I think. So we've got those two, a 6, right? And then just going up the scale, now we have a 6 below D, and then a 6 below E. And sometimes the shapes change again. Not too important to know all that stuff. Just to know where it is and to hear it and be able to play it and know when to use it is the most important thing. And let's give a quick listen to another example of me just playing in sixth around here and also here, just up an octave. And I want you to focus on how the sixth sounds. What kind of feeling do you get when you hear something played in just sixth? So let's check it out. So for me personally, I love sixth. As you may already know, maybe you've already seen, I've got lots of videos on it and plan on making lots more and stuff. I love it. It's a big part of my sound and my playing. And I like that space. You know, you can hear, it adds a lot of depth. It's not just one note, you're hearing the 2 notes, but they're not too close together. They're separated out so you can hear them, and it gives you this kind of open sound I really like. So that's all we need to do, just play around with sixth. You know, you don't need to know the whole scale, just those 3, and that octave gives you a lot to play around. So now to switch gears to thirds, that would be playing a closer, smaller note. It's almost cut right in half. And we're going to do it right here. And we're going to do the same do, re, mi, but we're going to play it on the bottom, the do, re, mi, so C, D, E, and then play a third above it, which is going to be like this. And then up on octave, like that. Now the shapes change because of this different tuning of the strings, so that's why it's good to get some different octaves down, different places in the fretboard, so we get fluid with the different shapes. But of course, let's give a listen to this playing in thirds and really notice how it sounds and feels to you. So like I said, thirds are, you know, again, closer. It's still got some space between those notes, but closer than a sixth, and it gives it less of that kind of open feeling. And I feel like it's a little more, there's a little more tension to it. The notes have more punch because they're closer together, so they're clashing with a little bit, you know, definitely more than at least compared with the sixth. So now the thing that puts it all together is when we play this line in sixth, just going up do, re, mi, and then we play it in thirds here. That is a complete inversion of the notes. So meaning the low note here, E, up to C, now goes C up to E, so that E gets flipped. It's now on the top. And same thing for all this. So that's an inversion of the second one, an inversion of the third one. So you can still think of it as a do, re, mi, because do, re, mi in the bottom, or you can think of it on the top, it's going mi, fa, sol, going 3, 4, 5. So you can just go up the scale, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. And it's like, that sounds very musical, just doing that, just going right up the scale. I wasn't doing anything fancy with it, just right up the scale in sixth, continuing in thirds, and it's the same thing. So it sounds like you're recycling this idea, and it's a very, again, musical thing, and there's not much to it. You know, if you want to do this all over the fretboard, different keys, different this, that, obviously it can get complicated, but if we simplify to just these 3 ones, those 3, and then that inversion of it, it's not that bad. And then we're just going to do it up an octave. And then, and so you don't have to do it verbatim. You know, a good way to mess around with this stuff. Maybe that, you know. Do the same thing there, or and mix around. So it's a great way to try out little phrases and kind of little call and responses with yourself. Again, a good way to make things sound really musical in a really, really easy way. So I want you guys to try this out yourself. If you've got your guitar with you now, try playing along with the track. I'm going to link it right here, and try just messing around with it and come up with your own sound, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.